everyone should buckle up because this is about to get filthy right now. Like reality TV. Producers taking notes. The scandal that a disorganized young doctor recently revealed was so obvious and heinous that not even the love and hip-hop cameras could capture such betrayal. And when I say that receipts were dropped, I mean that the jock threw the burner, kettle, and pot because, wait a minute, rather than simply spilling the tea. According to reports, Scrappy rode the entire time with Kendra, the so-called ride or die. He ruins relationships as though they were his daily task. The opposite is supported by leaked correspondence and hotel invoices from the same Scrappy, who has previously stated that he was just friends with Kendra. Now that the internet is enraged, Jock is out for vengeance, and Kendra, let's just say, may require legal counsel and a public relations team. Due to Scrappy Cold's complete silence, the situation appears to be 10 times worse. To what degree has this betrayal occurred? Which receipts does Jock have on hand? Why is he revealing this shocking information now? Just when we thought young Jock had finally entered his good guy phase and was lounging in his barbershop, giving life advice like Steve Harvey, he drops a bomb so nasty that even the producers of Love and Hip Hop were taken aback. It's not just some little reality TV drama, though. This is betrayal on a whole other level, akin to Shakespearean backstabbing with a Gucci belt. Let's look back for a moment. Remember when Kendra Robinson, Jock's wife, openly stated that she was too good for Jock's background? She claimed to be a lawyer, but she wasn't. When Kendra was busy wallowing over Jock's strange past, it turns out that she may have had some skeletons of her own. Oh, those skeletons had Lil Scrappy's chain on them. Yes, you read correctly. Scrappy, the same Scrappy that was crying over Bambi and saying he wanted to be with his family again. He was allegedly playing family with Kendra behind Jock's back. Despite all of this foolishness, Jock can be heard on every podcast ever. Obtains juicy sources. I mean, some snoopy people with screenshots who claim that Jock found out the truth in the most inconvenient way conceivable, not through gossip or even sloppy group conversations, but through hard copy receipts. According to hotel reservations, text exchanges, and even some money transfers that Jock supposedly obtained, Scrappy and Kendra were far closer than they ought to have been. Money transfers are like leaving your family behind when it comes to celebrity scandals, as everyone knows. Fingerprints at the crime scene. But since you shouldn't have only viewed a few nice messages as a jock, let's talk about these texts. This was a whole new degree of contempt. Scrappy and Kendra seem to be communicating with each other through codes, not just any codes, but shady, cunning codes that baffled me. Someone allegedly said, "You know I don't regret anything. You always knew where my heart was." Excuse me, your heart, Scrappy sir. You just spent all of last season crying about how much you wanted Bambi back, and now we're talking. When it comes to hearts and grief, this man is a professional disaster. Since there is no more spinning to be done, Kendra might as well grab her lawyer's badge and go straight to divorce court. The jock wasn't even out here playing like a detective, much less looking for this t-shirt. But to make matters worse, another note purportedly stated, "I hate sneaking around like this. We deserve to be happy without sneaking around." Imagine simply going about your everyday business trying to control your. We can infer from Hollywood drama that leaks are never unintentional. Given that someone wanted this to be made public, Jock should be aware that there is a snitch in the team. Now let's analyze this logically. A random number sends you screenshots of your wife and your friend acting as though they are in a whole scenario. The real question now is, who sent the receipts? Someone who knew and disapproved felt enraged enough to expose them because they were waiting for the right time to tell the truth. We could sit here all day trying to figure out who it was, but the streets are guessing that Bambi might be involved. Yes, it's Scrappy's ex-wife, the same Bambi who was played left and right before she finally left. Let's face it, why would anyone else have access to Scrappy's texts? I'm not saying that she leaked it. Despite Scrappy's history of line stepping, Bambi says this is simply incredible. In addition to ruining his marriage, if this is true, Scrappy was also posing as Jock's undercover lover, which is where things get really messed up. Jock, however, is not like these reserved. Let's handle this in private types, as you can see. No, Jock is petty. As you all recall when he made Kendra look stupid on national television. You're not prepared for what he just did if you thought the last time was terrible. Instead of keeping this information to himself and crying in privacy, this man went straight to the internet. I want everyone to realize now how crazy the celebrity business is. You usually hire a lawyer, make a vague, "I deserve better" Instagram post, and move on when you find out your spouse is cheating. But because Jock launched his show only hours after receiving those receipts, he decided to resort to violence. Jock began sharing information on his Instagram Live as if he were getting paid for every view. Let's keep it private, but I hope the best for them. Not that he was trying to be tasteful about it. This man was laughing and making jokes while pulling them both. He once questioned, "I was wondering why my wife was always so invested in Scrappy's love life. Like, damn girl, are we a PR team or something?" Only to discover that she was merely keeping tabs on her circumstances. Instead of simply criticizing Kendra and Scrappy, he essentially asked the entire business to keep him off the group conversation if they had secrets. "You guys better stop playing with me. I have enough receipts to make love and hip-hop cancel itself. Keep running your mouths, and I must start dropping them." The problem starts when Baby Jock says he has time today. He is now holding the entire hip-hop community hostage. If you thought Jock's disclosure of them was crazy, wait until you hear what Scrappy did next. Following young Jock's shocking disclosure, social media was ablaze with group chats, Instagram comment sections, and gossip websites as everyone tried to determine the full extent of the occurrence. Even if at first some assumed it was simply another love and hip-hop ploy or some contrived drama for ratings, it was evident from Jock's behavior. Oh, he wasn't doing this for clout. He was out for blood, and Scrappy's damage control that this man was hurrying to see the majority of the people. When caught in a situation like this, people usually either come clean, apologize, and hope that people move on, or they play the victim and pretend that they are being missiled, or they remain silent and allow the drama to fade. However, Scrappy made the worst choice possible. Instead of clearing his name, he persisted in lying as though we hadn't already seen the invoices. Late at night, Scrappy makes an appearance on Instagram Live, pacing back and forth, rubbing his head, and removing his shirt as if he had just learned that his car had. This is the classic. "You believe anything defense, sir. Be for real." Jock provided screenshots, bank transfers, hotel reservations, and receipts to demonstrate that this was more than just a Twitter rumor. Man, you believe anything, bro, like real talk? You just run with whatever the internet tells you. That's crazy. "Joke it, my brother. We've been through too much for him to be out here spreading lies," he said, "and I would never do what you did to him, Kendra." Since Scrappy has a history of troubled relationships, do you remember when Bambi called him out for his serial infidelity? He might have simply responded, "Yo, I messed up. I was in a bad place or something." This is the same man who was bouncing about with other people, including Erica Dixon Shea. Rather, he attempted to deceive the entire internet as if no one was paying attention. This was personal because if Scrappy was making out with Kendra while still pleading for Bambi to accept him back, then he was playing both of them. Bambi had been silent since she left Scrappy, and she had already talked about how he treated her and washed her hands of him. The worst part was that while Scrappy was out here denying everything, someone else was about to spill even more tea, and guess who Bambi's revenge was directed at? Johnson and Bambi were acting as though he was in a relay race. I thought I had never seen anything like this, but it's the messiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Bambi shared this dubious little post on Instagram stories, claiming that some men truly believe you are untouchable and that, believe me, karma will always catch up to you, regardless of how many times you cheat and lie. However, she claimed that she already knew who she was talking about, so she didn't need to venture out into the world to find out. It's all that, but these few couldn't be me. Listen, Bambi was taking pleasure in seeing Scrappy's life fall apart when she said, "The real dagger men love to play dumb when they get caught," But trust me, nobody is lying to you. Nobody is making anything up. Be proud of it and stand by it if you did. In addition to his own ex-wife co-signing the drama, the jock is now exposing him. After confirming everything, Kendra finally speaks, as if things couldn't get any worse. A public relations team took over when a controversy became too significant to overlook, and Kendra Robinson eventually spoke out. Did she apologize, explain it, or deny it? She said, "I am not participating in rumors, gossip, or misinformation. My marriage is my business, and I will not allow outside noise to dictate my truth." It was the most well-considered and lawyer-approved remark she had ever made. "I'm grateful, girl. Goodbye." As everyone is aware, when someone refrains from engaging in gossip, it indicates the even worse young jock. You know who was watching this whole catastrophe happen and enjoying the last laugh while Kendra was out there attempting to control the damage. Bambi took offense at Scrappy's deception, and Kendra withdrew her feeble remark. She is getting what she wants from the internet, and the rumors are accurate. You did it and went. You fumbled your entire marriage for Scrappy. The Shade Room, Twitter, TikTok, and others were saying about her sister. As he watched the circus, Jock said he was sipping his tea and, to be honest, he had won. Bambi was laughing wildly, Kendra was being dragged away, and Scrappy was being captured. Trust me, it's not yet done, so Jock is just keeping an eye on how much worse things go. Okay, so while the internet is going nuts, Bambi is sipping her tea, Kendra is avoiding gunfire, and Scrappy is sinking. But guess what? He chose to leave. Therefore, the mess isn't there yet. Jock is my brother, so I don't need to justify myself to anyone. He's just spouting out his neck, dude. Jock had been letting Scrappy dig his own grave up until this point by being calm and posting jokes and hints on Instagram. But Scrappy crossed a line in his Instagram live outburst when he said, "Man, you love drama. You love tearing people down. You act like you know what's going on, but you don't know the half of it." He was upset because CJC is a man who knows way too much and isn't just some random guy talking trash. Let me clarify that I didn't say anything that wasn't true, but it's absurd how males tend to play the victim when they are exposed. Let's discuss it if you choose to act foolish. Let's discuss the previous occasions you were out here acting carelessly. Let's discuss the true cause of your marriage's breakdown. You were crying in my direct messages. Let's talk about that. If I was lying, why did you call me right after I said it? Was the jock's final power move? My goodness, there were receipts upon receipts when Bambi left you, and Scrappy had no way out. Why did you text me to suggest that we talk? If he is so innocent, why are you stressing out? Trending memes were flying, and the hashtags #Scrappy, #Exposed, #J, and #Bambi were correct. Scrappy was at a loss for words at this moment. He was done, he couldn't clap back, and the internet went crazy. You all know he had to say something, LM Charleston White. After Sana tweeted, "Ain't no way Scrappy got caught like this." Videos of Scrappy's previous romantic and hip-hop altercations were shared online, with comments like, "Bro, you had all this energy for other dudes, but now you're quiet." Even celebrities started reacting. He remarked, "Boy, you got here looking bad." During his live Scrappy conversation, "You've made far too many errors." By this time, Bambi had spoken enough to convince everyone that Scrappy was lying. But when Joe suddenly doubled down, she said, "Go sit down somewhere, son." Following a 2-minute pause, she declared, "Ladies, this is why you have to let a man embarrass himself, because trust me, he will." Feeling as carefree as ever, she returned to the stage with new hair and nails. While sipping her drink, she browsed through her phone and left remarks. Boone never gave names when she spoke since everyone knew who she was referring to, and now Scrappy wasn't merely. After all of this chaos, we had to decide who had really won. Scrappy lost badly after being discovered to have an affair with Kendra. His best friend lost all credibility when he tried to gaslight the internet, and Kendra, worse, lost her reputation as a principled lawyer after being exposed for cheating with Scrappy. While the jock got the last laugh and Bambi, without even trying, got the last statement. Everyone else had to sit there. Being a family man, a real person, and someone who owns up to his faults was the core of his brand. The greatest victor, young Jock, not only exposed Scrappy, but also destroyed him. The absurd thing is that Jock never even had to apologize because, let's face it, this controversy will not be forgotten anytime soon. He chose to let the receipts speak for him. Though Jock did a great job at it, people now beg him to be honest in his comments whenever he goes live, asking things like, "Where is Kendra?" Similarly, when Bambi shares something, people say things like, "Girl, you dodged a bullet," and "Kendra, you better lay low for a while because once the internet turns on, you aren't coming back." After waiting for the right moment to speak and only presenting the truth, he sat back and watched Scrappy ruin himself. The truth always comes out in the end. Right now, the most important question is who will be the next to be exposed. If this drama has taught us anything, it is that these reality stars will always be messy and that the internet will always be watching the last few. Do you believe Scrappy will ever move on from this, or has his reputation been permanently damaged? This was a crazy drama. What about Kendra? Is Jock able to bring her back? I'm sure you have something to say. Additionally, please remember to leave a comment if you would want to watch the most recent celebrity drama. Click like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications you would rather not see for exclusive tea and unexpected scandals. Don't miss the impending event.